take a quick moment and talk about the Bassmaster Kayak National Championship on Lake Russell. Unfortunately, the short of the long is I laid an egg. I didn't skunk, but I had one of the worst events I've ever had, and I picked a terrible time to do it. The National Championship is not a place where you want to lay an egg, but I laid an egg. It is what it is. I can't change it, can't stop it. I got beat. Whip pup is what it is. But I'll talk a little bit through the event and what I know, and if it helps you, great. And if not, I'm sorry. Put it in the comments below, and we can talk about it later. Day one, I launched at a Pearl Mill, Fish Beaver Dam Creek. Had 12 bites. It poured down rain. It was on the colder side. Fish were a little bit dispersed and a little bit erratic. I fished fork and gray branches, checked some points and checked some areas. Never really had a pattern that I was content with. And since it was pouring down rain, it was kind of temps were supposed to warm throughout the week, which they did. They did significantly. So I knew that was going to have an impact. Water temps were as low as 52 that day. And all the runoff coming into the backs of the creeks was super cold. Going into day two, I went to Van Creek to start, launched out of the state park. I caught 2 fish up there, but for the most part it was a ghost town and quite the bust. Very disappointed in what I saw up there. I expected better out of that creek based on some of the things that I know up there. It just didn't pan out. Transitioned over back to Pearl Mill actually because I was having equipment issues. I was having problems with the Garmin and the connections on the Garmin, and so I met with a buddy and cleaned the sensors, and we got it back operational to the best of our abilities. And I fished around Pearl Mill again, caught another fish, but never really found that pattern. Day 3 of practice, I decided that I was going to go somewhere completely off the charts, somewhere I didn't plan to go, and so I went to Manor Creek. During day 3 of practice, I found a spot I was really interested in. As you come into Manor Creek, Manor splits, and the main channel goes to Beer Garden and to Manor simultaneously. And there's a point basically on the Manor side. It's kind of that center spot. It warms really fast because it's got a lot of rocks there, and it had a lot of bait there. And I actually liked what I saw. That bait wasn't going anywhere, and I knew that if I come back to it, I should have fish because there was a lot of fish swimming around. And I caught some fish off that point, so I had some level of confidence going in. I knew that it was a hero or zero spot, and I took the risk. I told everybody I was going to take the risk, and I did. And guess what? It failed me on tournament day 1. I got out on tournament day 1. It took me about an hour to find the bait. The wind blew overnight and pushed the bait back into a cove. Interestingly enough, the fish didn't go with them. The number of fish that I was marking on live scope, chasing the bait on practice day 3 was not near the same that I saw on day 1 of the tournament. And I gave it about 4.5 hours before I picked up and went to Middleton Church as a backup plan. I did catch 2 out of Manor, but nothing to brag home about. When I got to Middleton Church and put in, I went to the bridge and picked up an 18.5 right away. And the first thing I asked myself is, why didn't I just start here? I went through some of my other spots and areas that I know over in Beaver Dam Creek, and it didn't pan out. I didn't get another bite. Well, I got another bite, but it was hybrids, and can't count that. I had 4 hybrids on day 1 of the tournament, and 3 black bass. That won't get the job done. Moving into day 2 of the tournament, knowing that I'd already lost the event, I was like, well, I'm going to go back to Beaver Dam, but I'm going to go way up Beaver Dam Creek. I did that. Fished all the way up to a big hump in the center that's kind of in a key area for fish that are transitioning to staging grounds. All the signs were that the fish were in pre-spawn, but it was really difficult for me to get bites in the pre-spawn mode. When it got up to that hump, I got bit 3 or 4 times, and they just ripped the claws off. They'd pick up the bait and they'd move it, and when I would set the hook on them, I'd get nothing back. Is what it is. I gave that a little bit of time and then went back down, got back to the bridge, hooked up with a 15-inch fish, and that's about it. I fished around hoping that maybe I could spawn or spur something, but similar to day 1, I just couldn't get it to produce. I don't know, I'm disappointed in my week. Like I said at the beginning, bad time to lay an egg, but it is what it is. I want to thank my sponsors for a moment. First and foremost, I get a lot of opportunity to do this because of them, and because of the support that I get from my friends and family. So thank you to all of them. I appreciate each and every one of you and what you guys help do for me. Anyway, until next time, keep it real.